we're going to show you, we call it in Holland, a double Nelson. I get myself out of a double Nelson. I'm walking, somebody's grabbing me from behind, and he's pushing my head before. What I do now is grab my hands and push my head back. It's the first thing I have to do. Then I step aside, next to him. I'm going to throw him. I grab his legs, and I'm going to throw him on the ground. I'm walking, somebody's grabbing me from behind, and he's pushing my head before. What I do now is grab my hands and push my head back. It's the first thing I have to do. Then I step aside, next to him. I'm going to throw him. I grab his legs, and I'm going to throw him on the ground. I think this is on the street enough. I'm walking, somebody's grabbing me from behind, and he's pushing my head before. What I do now is grab my hands and push my head back. It's the first thing I have to do. Then I step aside, next to him. I'm going to throw him. I grab his legs, and I'm going to throw him on the ground. I think this is on the street enough.
Now I'm going to show escape if your opponent gets you, choked from the back, okay, and put the knee right between my legs here. So if that happens, okay, I just make sure that, I grab your arm right away so I don't get choked out. And then what I do, I'm going to step back, okay. So from this position here, okay, he's got his knee right between my legs, so I cannot, flip him straight. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to get his back. So first of all, I just get, hold here, real tight, that way I don't get choked out, and then I step it back, okay? So what I do after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift him up, and it's going to fall right on the side here. So from here, I can strike him, I can go for the mono position, I can go for an arm bar, I can do a lot of things from here.
Like this, I want to reach for both hands with my fingers so that I can feel which finger of his is looser. Peel one finger out and then grab his wrist and then break the finger back this way. When you reach for the finger, be sure that you don't grab the hand this way, for you have no leverage to bend it back. You want to make sure that your hand comes out this way so that you can break it easier backwards. Once again, so the hands go back, feel the finger, and then crank it back. First thing you want to do is select the finger, either one, any finger, 1, 2, and then crank it back. The idea of using both of your hands is because you don't know which finger you're going to end up with. So at this point, you put your both hands by the touch. You can feel which finger is coming out. Once you select the finger, your second hand goes under, and then you bring it back to break the hand. Once again, once. So if he's using two hands, squeezing against the wall, you bring both hands up, pick a finger, and then crank it back. That's the idea. So once again, if the person's got two hands on their neck, you reach for both hands, select the finger, confirm the grip to prevent him from escaping, and then crank the finger back to break the finger. And headlock escapes. Let's suppose the person grabs you by the neck like this with one hand, and he's now trying to punch you that second hand. The first thing I want to do here is block that arm. I'm going to use both of my hands to make sure that I secure the arm enough and he does not have access to my face anymore. Once again, once. So as soon as he grabs my neck, I'm already here blocking that arm so that he can't hit me anymore. I want to hold his arm back with that hand over the bicep. This second hand I'm going to hold his wrist and glue it against my chest. The leg on the same side, I will step back, keeping his hand against my chest, and as I bend forward, I have his arm now under control in this position. So he grabs the neck, I will trap that arm. Hold the wrist, glue it against my chest, keep my body against him, the leg steps back, one, head down, and then lift the arm up. Grabs the neck. Once I hold this, if you want, when you step back, brace yourself against him so it makes it easier for you to keep him away. So that my body now is holding my head away from him. From this position, I will bend forward, always keeping the hand glued to my chest, and then crank the arm up that way. 1, 2, 3. Keeping the hand on the chest is the trick. Keep your head back so he cannot pull you down here. Brace yourself away from him and never let go of the back hand. Hand on the chest. From here, head down, and then lift the arm up. Put my thumb on the side. Immediately trap the arm. Be sure that you hold his hand way far back, because if you let the hand stay here and hold like this, he can still be hitting you. So your first concern is to keep the hand absolutely safe away from punching you. Once you have this hand controlling your bicep, it's now time to hold this wrist, glue it to your chest, and be sure that when you step back with this leg, readjust the base so that you don't find yourself off balance and losing a base here. Take a big step and turn your feet so that you are comfortable in base. My hip is holding him away from me, hand on my chest, and I now bend forward to bring the arm up. One last time, please. I want to control the arm. Chest. 1, 2. Okay. Another aggression from behind is if the attacker now gets you in a bear hug under the arms. He's holding me now so close that I can't go behind him. He's too close to me at this point. My hip doesn't have the mobility to go behind him anymore. So I'm going to put myself in base again, put my hands on the ground, and reach for his foot so that I can bring the foot up, wedge my elbows on my knees, and as I sit down, I can now break the knee this way. Bing! Once again, please. Base, I put my hands on the ground, and as I grab his foot and push him down, I don't want to lose my balance and snap his knee by accident. This is something to be done in a controlled situation. You should be aware of what you're doing at this point. But when practicing with a friend, you don't want to just fall back and hurt his knee. 1, grab the foot. The sitting on the knee, what makes him fall down. But I'm in base. I'm holding this and I'm in base. I'm ready to break if I want to. You should never lose your balance and fall back, because you can accidentally injure somebody's leg very much. One more time, please. So if the person comes from behind and holds you under the arms so tight that you cannot step behind him because his body is really close to yours, you want to put yourself in base, protect your hands. So if you go right for the leg, you might lose your balance and hit your head on the ground. So the hands are here to make sure that you have a good base. From this position, find his foot. As you pull the foot forward, brace your elbows on your knees, and then sit back to break the knee if you want to at this point. Snap the knee. Let's see the same movement from an angle here. Let's come back. So squeeze, hands on the ground, grab his foot, and I sit in the knee to break it if I want now. That way. Once again. 1, 2, 3. And break the leg if you want. One more time, please. 3. And then break the knee. Be aware of this one more time, please. And I do this. If I just grab his foot and lift it up, he doesn't fall. If I just lift his foot up like this, or that doesn't make him fall. What makes him fall is when I put my weight down and then snap back the knee. So your movement is to do this, grab his foot, and as I sit down on his knee, the weight of my leg on his knee, on my behind his knee, that's what forces him to go down. Once again, move. And then I sit down, and I can now break his knee. There it is.
Okay, now another situation here. My opponent trying to get me from the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get his wrist. Okay, and then I'm going to get out of this position here right away, and then I'm going to go right on my wrist. Okay, once again here. So I get his wrist and I grab my arm. So I get his, his grip here right away, and then what I do, I start to face him, and then I go down right away. So from here, what I do, I gotta trap his leg, and then I go for what we call kimura. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and then finish my arm bar here. Okay, once again here, that's when you gotta get me from the back. I gotta make sure, it's very important here, bend your knees, okay, balance, okay. Just go right on the guy's wrist and then get your own wrist. Then put a little pressure down here. That way you can get, his hand out of there. So what I'm gonna do here, after that, I'm gonna start to face him. Then go down, okay? And I gotta trap.
On frappe sur le dos de la main. Sous l'effet de la douleur, la main s'ouvre, ce qui permet de saisir un doigt et d'enchaîner en clé de doigt. Enchaînement coup de pied et poing en maintenant la clé.
Now I don't have the leverage to keep him away, because the hands are inside, I can't push him away anymore. My hands are free, so I can take a step back, put both hands like this on his chin, and push him away until he lets go. And complete with the knee here if I want. Hold him tight, my waist. 1, 2, and 3. Once again, hands please. Don't push the person back this way. You want to put the shin up that way. The hand is pushing this way, not this way. This move, my hands go behind the chin and then pushing away and then complete with the knee here. Okay, once again, please, the same thing from the other knee. So if the attacker grabs you here, you want to step back with this leg, both hands. If your hand should cut like this, and then push him away, and then knee hit. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more detail that could help execution of this technique is if the person grabs you under the arm like this, and is real strong, you can't push this up, you go to his nose with the palm of your hand and then drive it back. And then complete with the knee here. Once again, right on this side. So he's going this way, my hands go here, he's real strong, my hand will slip to the nose and then drive him back. And come here with the knee here. Okay?
Okay, now this time, okay, the situation that happens a lot in the street. guy try to push you, you know, right in your chest. So if that happens, okay, first of all, the guy's trying to push me, okay. The second time, make sure that you trap his, you know, his wrist here. Okay, trap his hand and then get, you know, close his wrist and then bend, you know, a little bit, and then transfer your hand to the elbow. Okay, so you got this hand here, right in the elbow. You step it back so that way you don't lose your balance, and then you bend yourself a little bit here. Make sure that you bend his, you know, his wrist here real good, and then get the second hand over, you know, over your hand, and then apply the pressure right towards your chest, and you break his wrist right there. Okay, once again here, my opponent is trying to push me. Okay, so if that happens, make sure that, you know, the second time you trap his wrist. Okay, bend yourself a little bit, and then apply the pressure right in his elbow. Okay, and then as soon as you get the pressure here, so you can get his hand out of there, you put your second hand, okay, on the top of the other here. Okay, and then apply the pressure, you know, towards your chest, and then you're gonna break his wrist right away. Make sure that you hide your face here also, that way you don't get punched in the face, and then break his wrist from there. Okay, now in full speed.
I want to confirm his grip by holding the wrist this way. The second hand, I'm going to slap the elbow as I step forward at the same time. I want to wedge my elbow on my hip so that he can't push this down. If I don't rest my elbow, he can force my arm back. But as I wedge my elbow on my hip, he can't push this down anymore. So I confirm the grip, take a step, and wedge the elbow on my hip, and now step behind him. To break, I will push the elbow up with this hand and lift it up to stretch the ligaments on the shoulder here. One more time, please. So he grabs the collar. I want to confirm his grip. Take a step and wedge my elbow on my hip this way. From here, the leg steps behind him. I want to keep his hand glued to my chest all the time so that he doesn't break away from me. So hand stays here. His hand on the elbow is the one that actually brings it. It causes the pain on the stretch and the ligament. So when I lift this up, that's one, wedge the elbow on the hip, and then step behind him to then break the arm by lifting the elbow out. Let's do the same thing from the other side, please. So I confirm the grip, 1, 2, 3, and as I lift the arm, I'll stretch the ligaments on the shoulder. Of course, you can snap up if you want. He grabs the collar. I want to confirm the grip. Be sure that you don't grab your thumb this way. This is what you want. You won't grab with your thumb down. The thumb should be up. 1. Second hand, slap the elbow, take a step forward, and then end up behind him so that I can lift the elbow up this way. If you want to change your hand this way, it's fine. Whatever feels more comfortable, this way or this way. Remember, the back hand is the one that forces the elbow to go up. So that's the motion. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some of you might have noticed that as we practice the techniques, when I start to squeeze, hold it to the top. You should get accustomed to the concept that as soon as you start feeling pain, organize a code between you and your partner so that when you feel the pain, you tap, and you kind of get that understanding going from the beginning. So 1, 2, 3. So as soon as he taps, I know that's the limit of the pressure I should put on. So this way you have that agreed upon. This next move, if a person comes with a knife, mexe a faca. The reason I put my arm like this is to make sure he doesn't get to me. If he comes outside of my arm, there's no danger. And if he comes on the inside, there's no danger. The purpose of my arm is to exactly to block the knife from getting to my body. So when I do this move here, it's blocked by the arm. Also, you want to make sure to put your arm with the flat part out. You don't want to put your arm this way, or it's going to hurt your arm and his arm. You want to make sure that your hand is flat out so that the nerve radius right here on the front gets exposed and it hurts his arm much more than it hurts my arm as I block it. Once again, that's the move you want. And at the same time, the hands on the elbow to prevent him from taking the knife away and having another shot. So the idea is to block the arm as you hear and the second hand on the elbow, so he can't pull the hand back. From this position, my hand will overlap his elbow, wrap it around, and then stretch the shoulder here. We go the knife. Good. One more time, please. Right, that's the move. Once again. Here, that's the idea. In base, blocking with your knife, and the second hand on the elbow. From this position, I'm going to lean back and drag him forward. I only take one initial step. I don't make a second step after that. So once I block, he is the one that's going to be dragged forward. By leaning my body weight back, I make him take a step. That is why it's so important that you find yourself in a good solid base so that you can use your body to make him walk forward. Go ahead. 1, 2, and then lift the arm up this way. Okay, one more time on the other side, please. So the idea is to step forward, 1, 2, and then from here, lift the arm up. All right. The techniques that we're going to be seeing are in case there's nothing else you can do. If you're going to be stuck in a corner and there's nothing to do and you're going to get stabbed, then that's when the techniques should be used. Initially, if the person has a knife and is going to do the overhead attack, the movement is to do this, wrap the arm around this way, and then break his arm by bending it back. The step and the hand should come in together. 1, 2, keep the elbow glued to your chest, and then lift the arm up. 1, 2. And then as I lift my shoulder up, we'll break the arm. You want to avoid going towards the knife. You want to do this move where you stay where you are, and the knife comes towards you. That's what you want to do. Keep the elbow glued on your chest, and this elbow must be down, because if the arm is up, we could straighten the arm away. So be sure that you keep your elbows together, his elbow glued to your chest, so that you can now lift up your shoulder and have to extend the ligaments on the shoulder. Once again. 1, glue the hand to your chest, and then lift this up. The purpose of this backhand is to prevent him from pulling the knife away. If I just use one hand, he could pull the knife away and get away with it. So the second hand is already here, so he can't pull the knife away. I'm going to wrap the arm around, keep the hand glued to my chest, and then lift the arm up, pressing him to let go of the knife. When you step forward, you want to take a step, and again, think about your base. The idea is to find yourself in base with both hands coming up this way. Keep the hand glued to your chest, and then lift the arm up. It will help if when a person comes up with a knife, the first thing you want to observe is how is he holding that knife? Does he have the knife like that? Or does he have the knife like this, which indicates he's coming underhand? So again, if he's coming overhand, his knife has to be in that position. When he brings the knife up, 1, glue it to your chest, and then lift the arm up this way. Change side hook. 1, glue to your chest, wrap the arm around, and then lift the arm up. Arms are loose, hanging next to your body. The more relaxed, the better. Because as you let your arms relax and hang next to your body, you're going to be able to develop more momentum in the hit. Also, you might want to consider, how would you normally hit somebody today without looking at this explanation? You probably thought about hitting a person like this, and a variety of different kinds of strikes or whatever. This is what I would recommend you to do. Leave your arms hanging loose next to your body, and from this position here, the hand will sweep across like that. The hand should be very relaxed. If you do it right, you should feel the tingling of the blood towards your hand. The arm is relaxed. You facing off with the individual here in front of you, and the hand will fly across this way. For practice purpose, you should draw an imaginary line at this height and let your hand just cruise across this way. Your hand will be loose, relax. That's the move you want. If you were to do this and gradually increase the speed of the movement, the hand is right there where you want to be. So that's one good way for you to practice, so that you don't want to keep your arms stiff and try to hit the person on the face. That's not the idea. You want to be very relaxed. The more relaxed, the more momentum you acquire on this move. So let your arms kind of swing free for practice purpose until you understand exactly how the arms want to move. That's what you're looking for. So if you have to hit somebody, the hand is go from this position and do it. I almost draw a backwards C with my arm. My hand will go this way. You don't want to do this and that because it becomes too obvious. From this position, my hand will, it's a one continuous motion. Go around like this. Either side. So the arm is really loose. It draws backwards and then come across. Be sure that you don't keep your arm stiff so that your hand ends next to the shoulder. That's not what you want. Let your whole body swing free as if you want to reach away, all the way. So not only gives you more reach, but the arm being relaxed. From here, either side, like that.
First, there's a point between the eyebrows, right next to the eye, at the side of the nostrils, in the middle of the cheek under the cheekbone, directly under the ear, halfway down the side of the neck, at the base of the sternocleidomastoidal muscle, and on the top center of the collarbone. Next is in the center of the throat at the base of the neck. Pressure against the teeth on the lower lip, on the upper lip below the nose, and a grab of the lower lip, pinching and pulling it down. A final method presses the nose against the face. Let's look at the entire head area again. Between the eyebrows, next to the eye, side of the nose, under the cheekbone, at the side directly under the ear, halfway down the neck, at the base of the neck. Center of the collarbone, in the center of the base of the throat, against the lower teeth, under the nose on the upper teeth, pinch and pull down of the lower lip, and pressing in on the nose. The first pressure point is in the center of the biceps. Next is on the outside of the elbow, on the muscle on the top of the forearm. Moving down, you may grab the wrist and press down. Let's look at that from a reverse angle. You grab the wrist and press forward and down, forcing your opponent down. Next, between the thumb and forefinger. Moving to the other hand, we again have a wrist pressure point on the inside of the wrist, seen here from the side. On the inside of the upper arm, just above the elbow, and last, in the armpit. This does not tickle. Once again, the center of the biceps, outside of the elbow, muscle on top of the forearm, grab of the wrist and pressure down, seen now from a reverse angle. That's a tight grab on the wrist and a twist forward, forward and down. Next, between the thumb and forefinger, then an inside wrist grab, seen from a second angle. Between the biceps and triceps on the inside of the arm, and lastly, in the armpit. Pressure point where the leg joins the torso, then next to the groin. On the inside of the thigh, just above the knee, on the top of the instep, and down where the toes join the foot. Let's take another look. At the top front of the leg, groin area, center of the inside of the thigh, on top of the instep, and at the base of the toes. Let's repeat it again. At the top front of the leg, next to the groin, inside the lower thigh just above the knee, on top of the instep, and at the base of the toes, between the first and second toes. Again, where the leg joins the body, just outside the groin area, inside the thigh above the knee, on top of the instep, and on top of the instep where the toes join the foot.